to the she shed. This is where the sewing revolution happens, and I've been a very busy girl indeed. I'm really excited about my new kits that I've launched at the NEC, the Creative Craft Show this weekend. So if you're lucky enough to grab one, I thought I'd put a little video for you just to walk you through what you've got in your lovely packs. So here we have my stretch project interfacing kit. It comes with a variety of different interfacings and tapes, but the main thing is that I've popped it in this airlock bag for you for a reason. By keeping them in this airlock bag, it will make the interfacing last a lot longer than if you were just to leave it out in your sewing room. It is recyclable if it gets damaged, but the idea is that you keep and reuse this time and time again. So once you get into your kit, you can see that we have some frequently asked questions just on the left here, as well as links to my website and any tutorials that I have on my kits as well. So the first thing I'm going to show you here is the interfacings themselves. So we have two different types of interfacing. We have a bi-stretch interfacing, and what that basically means is it stretches in both directions. And then I have a more stable one here. Now this still has stretch in it, so it's perfect for your stretch projects, but it has a little bit more stability. So these are perfect for your facings that you may need in any of your projects. And then I've also popped in there a series of different tapes. So the first one here is my game changer. This is Stretch Fix, and it actually is a double-sided fusible webbing. So this is perfect for your hems. You've also got a seam tape in here. So again, this is great for areas that you don't want to overstretch, for instance, like your shoulders. And then last but not least, we have our bias tape with our inbuilt stitching. This is great for your necklines and arm size. And as you can see here, I've got all of the information on every single one of the products in the pack, as well as the instructions on how to fuse them, because they're all fusible, as well as the washing details as well. And to make it easier for you to identify them, I have placed a little swatch of every single one of those products in there, so you've got a nice quick reference point. So here we have a little t-shirt mock-up for you, but I want to walk you through your different kind of tapes. So the first one here is your bias tape. Now this is cut on the bias for a reason. So as you can see, it's partly fused on here. It's got a really nice curved shape, and the bias tape is allowing us to do that. It's also got a line of stay stitching in. Now that's going to stop your neckline from stretching out of shape over time. And then obviously the fusible interfacing part is really going to help provide structure and some stability to your garments when you're adding things like necklines onto them. So this is a really nice tape to use. The next one is your seam tape. Now this is really good for areas like shoulders, because that will stop your stretch material garment coming out of shape over time with gravity, unfortunately. But it's also a really good one for your V-necks as well. So that's the seam tape. And then last but not least, I'm just going to mention our game changer, which is the Stretch Fix. Now I've already gone ahead and fused that onto my garment. So it's basically a double-sided webbing, and as you can see, it's fused that single hem there in place. But the great thing about this tape is that it doesn't remove the stretch from the garment. So even though it's fused, when I'm pulling it around, wearing it, taking it on and off, it's not coming apart. So you wouldn't be able to get that with a normal hemming web, for instance. So those are our tapes. So now we have our interfacing fabric. So it's really interesting that you can actually get hold of stretch interfacing. A lot of people think that you can't, and you're having to use what would be for woven projects in your stretch projects instead. And then what you'll find is that it will take the elasticity from the garment, it will feel really crispy, and it won't work. That's because you're using the wrong interfacing. So these ones, I've given you two options. You've got your bi one here, which is moving in multiple directions. So you can see we've got stretch in both the warp and weft directions, like so. So watch out for that when you're fusing it on. Make sure that you're fusing it in the right direction. You want it to mimic your fabric. And then this one here is also got a little bit of movement in, but there is a clear grain, so you can see that I can stretch this way, but there's not really much movement that way. So that would be your grain line, so watch out for that one. But it's really important that when you're using interfacings for facings in stretch garments, that you're using these elasticated interfacing. So I've given you two options there. So that's my Sewing Revolution interfacing kit. I've really enjoyed putting them together, but I need to hear your feedback, so make sure you get in touch via my website, which is jennifertaylor.co.uk, or why not follow my Sewing Revolution show and share page, which is on Facebook. We love to see what you're up to. Creativity is contagious after all, so we need to get passing that on. It's been lovely speaking to you, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.